Hey guys, it's been a while since I've been on this channel. I was gonna make this video for my channel, but decided let's make it for the Renegades because Jason is very persuasive somehow. So keep that in mind. Anyway, I've done a lot of these on my channels, top 20s. I've done something similar to this. I've done the top 20 favorite matches of all time on my channel. But since WrestleMania is fast approaching, not vast. It's this Sunday. I decided I'm going to do the top 10 of 20 WrestleMania matches of all time. So, my favorite, personally. This isn't fact. These are my personal favorites. I noticed something when I finished the list that almost all of the matches on this list either have The Undertaker or Shawn Michaels in them. So you're going to hear those names a lot. And those are two of my favorites of all time, but another subject. Anyway, number 20 is Shawn Michaels versus Ric Flair from WrestleMania 24, where Ric Flair's career was on the line. There was emotion in the match. There was false finishes. There was spectacular athleticism by Shawn Michaels. And of course, there was wooing. What else could you get from a WrestleMania match? And just the way that they played it off at the end, Shawn going, "I'm sorry, I love you," and then kicking him right in the face. And I thought that was a good ending to a good career that just ended up having a few more matches in TNA. Whatever. And number 19, Shawn Michaels versus Mr. McMahon, WrestleMania 22. Now, the original concept going into WrestleMania 22 in, 2005, they were like, we're going to have Shawn Michaels versus Eddie Guerrero as an interpromotional match. Eddie Guerrero passed away, sadly, and so they decided we're into this stuff with Vince McMahon. And personally, nobody on the face of the earth thought it would be a good match. I mean, Vince McMahon, come on. But Shawn Michaels, a good enough performer that he made the match good, and he made the match special. And it was probably one of my favorite, if not my favorite match from WrestleMania 22. On number 18, I got Randy Orton versus The Undertaker from WrestleMania 21. This was one of my favorite matches just because the counter from the chokeslam into the RKO, I was done. That was sick. One of my favorite sequences in wrestling. Just to see it, that match was cool because it was like the young, brash, up-and-comer trying to take on the veteran, and he took it to him. And I believe he even beat him in a Hell in a Cell match after this or before this. But of course at WrestleMania, it's Undertaker's yard, and he got the win. Number 17, I got The Rock versus Stone Cold Steve Austin. Most of you, when you put this on your list, would pick the one from WrestleMania 17 or the one from WrestleMania 15, but I picked the one from WrestleMania 19, which happened in 2003 because that was Stone Cold's last match. I just felt they connected better on that one, and I feel it was their best WrestleMania match. In the way that The Rock put on Stone Cold's vest, and ever since he put on his vest, he got his ass kicked. I thought that was cool. The people's elbows, the rock bottoms, the stunners, the false finishes, the stealing the finishing moves. It was amazing. In the end, The Rock got the win, and it was a great match. Here we go. Number 16, Hulk Hogan versus Macho Man Randy Savage, WrestleMania 5. I think it was 5. Don't quote me on that. It may have been 4. It may have been 6. I don't know. But Macho Man had the belt for a year at this point. And they're like, okay, let's give it back to Hogan. He got his shine in the sun. And they had a really good match. And Hogan's not that great in the ring. He's overrated, honestly. I love Hulk Hogan, but that's just... And it's not me. I know he's overrated, and I know he's not good in the ring, but I still like him. I don't know why. But they had a great match. My favorite move was, of course, the double axe handle to the outside. How can you not love that? And in the end, Hulk Hogan regains the title. You know, he's a real American. And Macho Man will go on to be one of the best, if not the best heels in the company for a while after that. I believe a year, but I'm not sure. So 15, CM Punk versus Chris Jericho, WrestleMania 28. I thought these guys had a good match with the element of if Punk gets counted out or disqualified, the title shifts to Chris Jericho. They had a good way of playing it off, like Jericho getting under Punk's skin, and he just wouldn't, but he had to hold back, and they had a great match. And in the end, of course, CM Punk would retain his title and go on to reign for 434 days. Number 14 is Macho Man Randy Savage versus Ricky the Dragon Steamboat from WrestleMania 3. Despite what anybody says, Al Snow said that, like Al Snow said the other day, I saw it on YouTube the other day, and he asked this guy, what was the best match from WrestleMania 3? The guy said Steamboat Savage. He said, no, it was Hogan Andre because they drew more money. It doesn't matter who draws more money. It matters who performs better in the ring. And Ricky and Macho perform better in the ring, and that's why they're on here, and Hogan and Andre aren't. Don't get me wrong, Hogan and Andre was a great moment in history, but I don't enjoy that match more than any of the other 20 matches on here. Number 13, Eddie Guerrero versus Kurt Angle from WrestleMania 20. I just love this match. Eddie Guerrero just recently become the WWE Champion. I love the way that Kurt Angle had him in the ankle lock, and Eddie had untied his boot and slipped out, and then rolled the Angle up for the win. And Angle had been cheated, so to speak, out of the title. It was really, they played well to Eddie's character, and it was very entertaining, and it was a great match. I mean, Eddie Guerrero, Kurt Angle, who wouldn't pay to see that? Number 12, Shawn Michaels versus Bret Hart for the WWE Championship in an Iron Man match at WrestleMania 12. You know, just talk about one of the greatest matches of all time. I thought they did a good time with wrestling for 60 minutes with no winner. And happened to go into overtime, and the super kick ended it all for Bret Hart, and Shawn Michaels was able to capture the WWE Championship for the first time. And it defined his career, and it was definitely his WrestleMania moment. Number 11, Shawn Michaels versus Razor Ramon for the Intercontinental Championship in a ladder match. So, WrestleMania 10 too, if I didn't say that. These guys had an awesome match. I believe they went over a bit, and that the ref, that Vince or whoever was yelling in the ref's earpiece, and he told them a few times to wrap it up, and they're like, no, we're going to make this a good match. And then eventually when Shawn got caught in the ropes, he said, tell Razor to win or whatever. But they had a great match. One of the greatest ladder matches of all time. I still watch it. I still talk about it. It's still one of my favorite Shawn Michaels matches, and it is my favorite Razor Ramon match. So, number 10, The Undertaker versus Ric Flair from WrestleMania 18. These guys had a sick match, and Rick, having not performed for a while going into the match, I thought it was really cool. And the Spine Buster from Arn Anderson, are you kidding me? Amazing. The only thing I didn't like about the match is the time constraints. It was shorter than it could have been, but hey, it still was a great match. Number 9, Chris Jericho versus Shawn Michaels, WrestleMania 19. Shawn Michaels said that back in 2002, 2003, he was a part-timer, and he would wrestle every once in a while, and he didn't know if he could come back full-time. He said after that match with Chris Jericho, he knew he was going to come back full-time because that match was something special. Those two have a chemistry together that it's unparalleled, and I could watch Jericho and Shawn go at it all day. Two great performers, two great wrestlers, and I mean, who wouldn't want to watch that match over and over? Number 8, Brock Lesnar versus Kurt Angle from WrestleMania 19. These two had a good match, of course, both from a technical background. Brock even pulled off a shooting star press, even though he landed flat on his face. He still pulled it off. It was a good match. In the end, I believe Brock won with the F5, and that was just the way it was. And number 7, Edge versus Mick Foley in a hardcore match at WrestleMania 22. The greatest hardcore match I've ever seen, personally. I mean, the things they did in that match, and then the spear Foley through the flaming table, I mean, come on. It was very good, very well done. And, yeah, it was a good match. Okay. 6, TLC 2, Dudleys versus Hardys versus Edge and Christian, WrestleMania 17. TLC 1 was awesome, and then TLC 2 was even better. And of course, the defining moment of that match that made me go, this is a great match, was the spear. Jeff Hardy hanging about 20 feet above the ring on the cables that were holding the titles. Edge on top of the 20-foot ladder, spears them, and they both hit the mat. And the way Edge sold it, he sold it like he got DDT'd, onto the mat as he was falling down, and Jeff sold it like he was dead. It was an amazing match, and I could watch it all day long. Number 5, Triple H versus The Undertaker, WrestleMania 27. I thought these guys had a great match at WrestleMania 27. It was a no holds barred. They took it to the limit. They broke Michael Cole's pod thing. They beat the hell out of each other. Or more so, Triple H beat the hell out of The Undertaker. And Undertaker won by the Hell's Gate out of nowhere, pulling that David Copperfield bullshit. But nonetheless, The Undertaker won, and the winner of that match could not walk away, but the loser could. Number 4, Triple H versus The Undertaker, WrestleMania 28 in Hell in a Cell. End of an era. That match was really good. You add in the factor of Shawn Michaels as the guest referee being conflicted about what to do, wanting to end it, Triple H telling him to end it, or he's going to do it himself. But in the end, a super kick followed by a pedigree couldn't even break the streak. And then the tombstone from The Undertaker would seal Triple H's fate, and we got to see them all hug on top of the stage, and it was a very heartwarming moment. Number 3, Shawn Michaels versus Triple H versus Chris Benoit, WrestleMania 20. The greatest triple threat match of all time. Some of the stuff they did in that match. I mean, of course, the crossface and how Triple H tried to roll out of it, and he rolled him right back into it in the middle of the ring, and he ended up tapping. Everybody coming in to celebrate. It was just a great moment for wrestling in general, and that's definitely my number 3. Number 2, Shawn Michaels versus Kurt Angle, WrestleMania 21. I'd been wanting to see this matchup for years. I always thought, you know what? The perfect counter to the super kick would be the ankle lock. And that's exactly what happened in this match. And Shawn Michaels tapped out. Way to put somebody over. And these two had one of the greatest matches of all time. Not just of WrestleMania, but of all time. And my favorite WrestleMania match of all time. And my favorite match of all time. And the match that made me say I'm going to become a professional wrestler. Shawn Michaels versus The Undertaker, WrestleMania 25. False finishes, awesome moments, OMG moments, and sick finish. That was, 26 was good, but it couldn't follow that. The way that Shawn Michaels skinned the cat and got caught with the tombstone, and that old man in the back was like, the streak continues, and then Shawn kicks out. I mean, oh my god, it was just amazing. And then the moonsault, of course, he gets caught. Tombstone, and the streak lives. But, yeah, those are my favorite, my 20 favorite WrestleMania matches of all time. I certainly love them. I bet a lot of you guys love them. If you guys disagree with any of my choices, feel free to tell me down in the comment section below. What is your favorite WrestleMania match of all time? And, yeah, so let me know that. Thank you guys for putting up with me, I guess. I don't know. Or watching my video. I will see you guys later. So, yeah, thank you. And, yeah, I'm sorry. I have to pick up the camera. I'm using a different camera to record right now, so, yeah. And, yeah, just, goodbye.